learned a lot about myself since the last video, and I'm not gonna lie, it's all good stuff. One, I've learned that I really should take more time, care, and attention to not record several videos on the same day, but here we are. Two, I've learned that Shoe0nHead is starting to become one of my favorite channels, and you know, I've only watched one video so far, but today we're gonna watch the rise of female loneliness. And if you guys want to go ahead and watch the original video, link for that will be in the description down below. And also, hopefully you guys subscribe down if you like my react content. I don't know if you do, but like, hey, would love to have you here. Also, we stream these live on my Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Evanit0. Let's see what Shoe0nHead has to say about the rise of female loneliness. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm not really a woman, so my opinions kind of don't matter here, but we'll watch anyway and give them.
Women. Despite popular belief on Reddit, I love women. And despite popular belief on 4chan, I am a woman. And
that is a crazy line to start with. I'm not gonna lie. Like, to be fair, I love women too. I have only exclusively dated women, and I am a man. So I guess we're different, but the same.
I am filming this. It is currently International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day to all 7.3 of you. We've talked quite a bit about male loneliness on this channel, but we haven't really touched on female loneliness, which, although technically not as severe yet, is unfortunately a real and rapidly growing trend. The modern world does not seem to have a solution to this. All modern dating advice is just garbage. The future seems bleak, so maybe we have to look in the past. In this video,
I don't know if looking in the past for advice on how to cure female loneliness is the right thing, because weren't men like basically possessive back then? Like, you know, they thought that their wives belonged to them, like, and they were like, oh no, you are mine, I own you. Like, that was just like that's just the philosophy that they had back then, and that's just bad. I just think that's just inherently bad. We shouldn't look back in the past for anything, really.
Video, we're going to talk a bit about modern female loneliness, and then we're going to have some fun looking at some dating advice from the 1950s to see if we can find a solution there. Because what worked for our grandmothers surely will work for us, right?
Clearly.
Back in the day when people would still go to malt shops and diners instead of femboy hooters. Women dated men.
What's a malt shop? I don't even know what a malt is.
For more than just their wallets. Which reminds me, before we get into this video, let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Ridge Wallet.
Yo, that is actually a good sponsor spot. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Yo, she killed it with that one. She killed it.
This channel, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
I feel so bad every single time we do that. Like, I really do, but we did it again.
The number of single women in the US is expected to increase 1.2% every year from 2008 to 2030, compared to a 0.8% increase in the overall population. This will result in 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 who will be single and childless by 2030. Now, according to some people, this is apparently a good thing.
Yeah, I think less children we have, the better. But to be fair, I'm the type of person that just doesn't want children. So maybe I think that people not having kids and being single is a good thing. That being said, I'm single and I don't want kids, but I do want to find love. So, you know, maybe we'll go ahead and we'll do that someday, or I'll just be lonely forever. And I just got a text message from a woman. Let's see what it says. She said surprise. I'm not even kidding. She literally just said surprise.
More women being single and childless is a good thing. Society is progressing. Women no longer have to be chained up and turned into breeding cows. 1984. Apparently, single women spend more than the average family on travel, shopping, makeup, skincare, etc. So of course, some economists will twist this into a positive thing. But I'm not an economist. I'm your average, humble, working-class American YouTuber, slaving over a hot laptop, producing absolutely nothing of value to society. And I don't think this is a good thing. I think this is proof things are going very wrong. And if you look at the stats about how so many women are on antidepressants and how the female suicide rate has been increasing, there may be a connection here. Friendship, family, and sexual intimacy are a big part of the hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
And I don't think women are happier being alone and single. I just think women might be better at coping with being alone and single.
You know what? That's fair. I think that like a lot of the women that I've met seem to be okay with being alone and single, right? Like, and I don't understand why me as a man don't like that feeling for too long. Like I can last being single like maybe like 4 months before I'm just like, bro, it is sad out here. Like I get depressed, like physically depressed, you know? Like I like recede inside myself and look for any form of validation, which is just sad.
At least for a little while.
I just had like the craziest, saddest thought. I'm in a stage of life where I'm watching all my friends get married and have babies.
When you talk about the subject, a lot of men will point out that these women could easily get any man to sleep with. And I'm sure they know that. But sex isn't the only thing people are looking for. As I said in the male loneliness video, it would be relatively easy for a lot of these incels to just get laid, hire a hooker, and it would take the average woman like 5 minutes to find a man to sleep with. Just walk the outside. But casual,
you know, it's kind of sad, but it's just true. Like realistically speaking, most women, if they really wanted to, could just sleep with anyone. But that's not what they want, right? Like they want to have the feelings of attachment and like properly have their feelings validated. And that's not a bad thing, right? Like I think that it is important for everybody to recognize that, you know, them wanting a deeper connection is good. It's overall good for society.
well, sex isn't the solution to loneliness. It's a band-aid. It's a way to fill your void with cum. Trying to find someone to...
I don't even understand. Oh my god, I did not expect that. I'm so sorry. I laughed so hard there. That was embarrassing. No, yeah, there you go. That's the validation.
Love, to marry, to have a family with nowadays. It is incredibly difficult for both genders in this climate today. And it seems like nowadays the only acceptable way to do so is to swipe right. We live in an increasingly atomized, lonely society thanks to a nasty combination of social media, technology, hookup culture, lack of community, lack of friends, lack of purpose, lack of money, late-stage capitalism, neoliberalism, and so many other things. And men are being told to, well, nothing. You're on your own. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's your fault. You built the world after all, and are increasingly turning to the few people who at least pretend to give a shit, who just wind up selling them poison that ultimately hurts them in the end. Like hollow materialism, eternal one-night stands, and vasectomies. Yeah, in case you were wondering, that's what the red pill has been up to. Telling their audience to just forget marriage and neuter themselves. While women...
Wow, that is an extreme way of looking at things. Now, I get that I don't want kids, but like also like vasectomies, bro. Hear me out. What if I change my mind? That's not saying that I want anyone to ever do birth control, because I don't. I just think condoms are fine, you know, despite the fact that like I understand that a lot of people just don't use them in general. You probably should. And this is just me saying the advice to myself as well. Like condoms are fine.
Women in turn are also being sold very similar poison about how it's good to be single. It's empowering. You don't need no man. Get on the pill, sleep around, climb the corporate ladder, and don't worry, baby, we'll freeze your eggs for you. But is this good advice for women? Or have we girl bossed a little too close to the sun? A study on date psychology recently revealed that 48% of men 26 to 40 years old have not approached women in the past year, and 60% of men aged 18 to 25 said they haven't. In the entire data...
I mean, I talked about it like in a previous video, but yeah, I genuinely have not approached a woman in over a decade. It's kind of sad, but like I literally have not. You know, reality is they scare me, and it's just the worst thing that people say that someone can say is no, but that's not true. When you're told ew, it kind of just sits with you, right? And don't get me wrong, I look a lot better than I did back then, but I'm not the best looking guy ever. Like I'm like, you know, an average like fucking, I'm a California 5. All right, let's be real. I'm a California 5. I'm probably like a 6 out of 10 on the best day. People have told me before that I'm a 4 out of 10, and that hurts. Women actually have told me I'm a 4 out of 10, and that sits with you. It just hurts, and it makes me not want to approach them. That being said, though, I hope that like someday I go over that fact, or like, you know, maybe someone says that I'm a 9 out of 10 at least. If that ever happens, I'll inform you, but right now it's not happening, so I don't think I'm going to be approaching any woman anytime soon.
Said 30% of men said they never approached a woman in person before,
and that's just sad.
Ever. This also might be because, like I said, everything that isn't swiping right on a dating app nowadays is considered creepy. Don't approach women at the bar. Don't approach women at the gym. Don't approach women at coffee shops. Don't approach women at work. Don't approach women at the mall. Don't approach women. We live in
That is actually just the truth. Like, if you approach a woman these days, most of the time people will consider it to be creepy. So, moral of the story, just don't even say hi to them, which I understand why that's a thing now, because a lot of people have had horrible approaches in the past to women, and women have become more defensive over that. And like, I get it, but yeah, I see why people don't approach women anymore.
Our world. And it turns out a lot of women don't like HR world. Every time I see videos of women crying about not being approached by men or being lonely, the comments and replies are always full of men like, enjoy your cats. This is what you asked for. This is the world you wanted, ladies. But was it? Not every woman is the blue-haired man.
I don't think that women want a world where they're not approached. I think they want a world where they're approached with more respect. At the end of the day, what women want is for you to be a respectful human being and trying to just say simple things like, hey, nice to meet you, and introduce yourself, instead of being like, yo, what is up, shawty? What that ass do? Because that, at the end of the day, will only get you so far, and they don't want that.
And hating feminist stereotype that you have in your mind. A lot of them want the same exact world you do. What you have to understand is society in the media is basically like her fat, ugly, drunk friend at the bar cock blocking you from talking to her. Excuse me? She's not interested. Even though chances are, she might be. According to the same study on date psychology, 77% of women aged 18 to 30 want to be approached more. So if men are lonely and women are lonely, but men are too afraid to approach women nowadays, there's only one thing we can do, ladies. We must approach them. So I did a little research and looked up how to approach men as a woman.
Okay.
Number 1.
Okay.
Don't. Almost every single...
Wait a minute. Okay. I thought this was actually going somewhere just now, but it just definitely did not. I mean, I've been asked out, I think now twice in my life, and I'm not going to lie, it has scared me every single time being asked out by a woman, because it's just weird, right? Like, it never happens. So when it does, you just think that the world is falling apart and like people are out to get you, you know?
Single article, blog post, tweet thread, giving advice to women on how to get a man said some shit like, don't chase him, let him chase you. Be unavailable and mysterious. Simply pretend he doesn't exist.
And I hate that, actually, because then it gives mixed feelings and you never really know when someone's actually interested in you or not. Because, like, you know how many people end up in situationships because people are just too, like, afraid to admit that they have feelings for the other person? This is how those start. This is how people get confused. This is why relationships are stunted, and a lot of people are just single because of stuff like this.
Great. Awesome. Almost every single bit of dating advice I found amounted to let them come to us. But what if they're not coming to us? What do we do now? Well, according to the great philosophers of our time, Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate, the problem is the modern woman. Lazy, entitled, mid. These are the ingredients that create the modern woman. So clearly we have to go back. Back when a cheeseburger was 5 cents. And women were lobotomized. That's right, we must return to the 1950s.
One of the most common ways to find a partner these days is by using dating apps and websites. But back in the 1950s, you had to get a little bit more creative. Here's an article from 1958 in McCall's magazine listed 129 ways for women to get a husband.
This list has gone viral so many times on the internet, and I have been sitting on this video idea for years. And what better time to talk about this now that all you bitches single as fuck. But don't worry, we are
That's so mean. That is so mean, dude. Like, I cannot begin to say how mean that is, but that is legitimately mean. We're gonna get into it though. We're gonna see when she goes through the list of what these ways are.
Going to see if the red pill and schizophrenic Roman statue trad larper accounts on Twitter are correct. Did women in the 1950s have better dating advice than women today? Because apparently what we're doing today, crying on TikTok, is just not working for us. Okay,
Fair.
let's just dive into this. Let's go. Number 1, get a dog and walk it. Honestly, this is pretty good advice. This is fine advice.
Wait, what is the, okay, if you get a dog and you walk it, is that implying that you're gonna go outside and meet a man who's walking his dog, and then your dogs meet, and then you guys like can bond over the dog walking thing? Because what are the odds of that even happening? I mean, I guess a lot higher than staying inside, but also that just means that you're gonna be meeting your neighbors, and I don't think it's ever a good idea to date your neighbors. Let's be real.
If you have a dog, you'll probably go to a dog park and meet other dog people. I could see this working. Just please, for the love of God, do not become a doggo mom. The amount of times I'm walking through the city and I see a stroller and a fucking dog is in it. Just do not treat your dog like a surrogate child, please.
I have actually run into people like that, and it's confused me before, where I'm like, oh my God, you have a nice baby. And I look inside their thing and it's like a dog, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like, it's a good fur baby.
I want to go on vacations and enjoy life. That's why I don't want kids. I have dogs anyway. Won't somebody please watch Mr. Poopsie while I'm gone? He has separation anxiety. Have your car break down at strategic places. Oh no,
What?
my brakes suddenly stopped working.
Have your car break down at strategic places is crazy, dog. Dude, are freaking women just cutting their freaking brake cables, dude? Like, just conveniently outside of a gym. They just cut their brake cables. They're like, oh God, my car won't stop. And then they just crash into the gym, and then like have a man like meet them. And I don't know why I thought of brake cables, dude. That was like the worst example, but you get what I'm saying.
Working in front of the Bass Pro Shop. Oh no, not right next to the tall rich man convention. Attend a night school. Take courses men like. If you want to sign up for ancient Roman history class, be my guest. I personally would not go back to school for a man. No man is worth that. I still have nightmares
I agree.
about being in school. Why am I having dreams about math homework at 33 years old? Look in the census reports for
That is a mood and a half, dude. Like, I do not like math. I'm 31 and I hate math. Math is a horrible thing.
places with the most single men. Nevada has 125 females for every 100 females. Ladies, if you want to meet a man, simply hang out in the Shoe0nHead fan base. The ratio of men and women here is insane. We got all types of men here. We got the furries, we got the weebs, the libertarians, the conservatives, the liberals,
the Marxists, the anarchists,
Oh,
the
God.
agitators, the looters, and people who, in many instances, have absolutely no clue what they are doing.
I mean, honestly, you could literally just find those men also in Donald Trump's fan base. But like, I mean, are we really here to judge the types of men, or are we here to find men? I don't know. You tell me. Also, the fact that like that just implied that you should move to find a man is crazy. Like, if you want to meet a man, just move to where there are more men.
Keep the obituaries to find eligible widowers.
I'm sorry. Number 6 goes crazy. What?
What the fuck? Showing up to a funeral like, hey, sorry about your wife. What that dick do though? So I'm actually getting these from an article written in 2018 about the advice from the 1950s. And the journalist Bella DiPaolo is constantly writing her own commentary after like almost every single one of these things. Like, look, ready? This one is like, get a job in a medical, dental, or law school. And she writes, become a doctor, dentist, or lawyer. You are a badass, so you don't need to marry one.
Okay, well, why is she giving commentary that is telling women to not get with men? Like, this seems like counterproductive to what the original thing was about. I don't understand. What's your motive here?
And the next advice from the 50s is become a nurse or airline stewardess. They have very high marriage rates. And she's like, no, become a person who thinks for herself. They have very high rates of living the life that works for them. So become a doctor, dentist, or lawyer is good advice because strong, independent woman jobs or something. But become a nurse or airline stewardess is bad advice because why exactly?
I think this woman is single. I'm gonna say, I don't know. I've never met Dr. Brenda or whatever the heck her name is, but like I'm certain that she is single.
Like, I'm sorry, is that not a little sexist? Why is she looking down on being a nurse or an airline worker? The advice some women give to other women is like incredible. It's always just like, constant affirmation, constant coddling, constant like, you're doing nothing wrong, sweetie. And then male advice is like, your whole family's gonna die if you don't go to the gym right now. Be nice to everybody.
Isn't that so true, dude? Like when men are single, bro, like the advice that we give to other bros is like, dude, just work out, dog. You'll find someone, which is a crazy bit of advice, right? It's not like get therapy, work on yourself, or like, you know, become a better individual in general. It's like, nah, dude, just work out. You'll find women that way. Just work out. And it's like, that's crazy.
They may have an eligible brother or son. You shouldn't only be being nice to people in order to possibly get laid. Just be nice to everyone in general. Being nice is like the bare minimum. And what's sad is some people can't even do that. The bar is in hell. And yet, get a government job overseas. Okay, I'm sorry. No man is worth becoming a fed. Do not become a federal agent for some dick. Be friendly to ugly men. Again, just be nice to...
I cannot, dude. Do not. That's a crazy sentence, bro.
What's sad is some people can't even do that. The bar is in hell. And yet, get a government job overseas. Okay, I'm sorry. No man is worth becoming a fed. Do not become a federal agent for some dick. Be friendly.
That's just a crazy line, dude. I agree with it, to be fair, because like getting a government job just to meet men is just so extreme. This list is just bad.
Friendly to ugly men. Again, just be nice to everyone in general.
Wait, is that why people are friendly to me now? I have some people I know been following this list because I am not the ideal male. In fact, actually, so here's a fun fact, by the way. You're gonna think I'm crazy for this, but I've told the story a few times on my stream before. But TLDR, there was a woman that I was talking to a few months ago, and she happened to be kind of in between a relationship. She was in a relationship, actually. I should just say that out front. She was in a relationship, but she was still talking to me, wanting to be with me while she still had a boyfriend. Yeah, she was in the wrong. I get it, but like TLDR, what she said to me kind of hurt when she said that you're not the type of guy I normally go for because you're not conventionally attractive. That just sent me, dude. Like I was like, that is a crazy sentence. So, you know, I was very hurt by that. And you would think that would stop me from talking to her. It didn't, because I'm stupid. But yeah, on that day I found out that I was ugly. So here we are.
Lowering your standards if they're very high or unrealistic is a good thing, but don't lower them too much. If you're not attracted to someone, you should not be dating them. And don't get with the first person who's nice to you or shows you attention just because you're lonely. The amount of men and women who like jump into relationships just because they're sad and lonely is way too high. It's almost always a recipe for disaster. Don't date someone who you think is ugly, but like, if he's not over 6 feet or doesn't have the perfect body, like, yeah, give him a chance. You're not perfect either, girl. But if you think he's straight up ugly, different story. So yes, be nice to everyone, including ugly people, but don't date someone you think is ugly. Tell your friends that you are interested in getting married. Don't keep it a secret. Oh, we have another author's note. Tell your friends you have no interest whatsoever in getting married. Don't keep it a secret. Tell your mother. Tell all your other relatives. Tell all the random people you meet on the street. Declare it on social media. Bro, this is why we are here now, by the way.
Does she not want women to be married ever? That's crazy. What? That's really messed up. You're not ugly. Thank you, chat, by the way. Hello, Minnow in the chat.
People like this in 2018 telling young women to not even try and just be a strong, independent girl boss. These are the fat, ugly, drunk friend at the bar cock blocking you. Get lost at football games.
Okay, that is a stereotype and a half, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Listen, okay, okay, this is gonna sound a little sexist, but I have been with women before who I've been interested in, and then they would bring their friend with them to like help vet me to make sure that I'm a good guy. But I have noticed that like 6 out of 10 times a friend that comes along is the overweight friend, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then they like, I'm overweight, to be fair, right? Like I'm like 50 pounds overweight or something, but like still, right? They come vet me, and then they're like, they're like so hard, and you know, then they start feeding them like, you don't need this guy, dude, you could do better. Which, to be fair, I agree with. The women I have been with could definitely do better. Like, I am not that great, but yeah, it's not really solving the problem. If you were actively looking for someone and then your friend's telling you in the other air, nah, you know? So yeah, this list is kind of crazy, but it's a problem that society has brought upon itself. And I haven't watched the male loneliness video, but like I think that men are just equally at fault for their own loneliness in some regards. They're actually in most regards, because I can say on the male loneliness epidemic is that men honestly would probably be less lonely if they respected women more, right? Because I feel like a lot of men are just very possessive in nature towards women, where they think that they like own a woman and own her attention and stuff like that, which is not something that you should ever feel. Like, she is her own person, allow her to be her own person, and maybe then you'll have people that respect you as an equal because you'd be treating them as an equal, if that makes sense.
All right, if I'm at a football game, I'm already lost. Don't take a job in a company run largely by women. You would never hear this in modern dating advice. This is like blasphemous. I like the author's note to run a company. Get a job demonstrating fishing tackle in a sporting goods store. See? Bass Pro Shops. I'm telling
makes
you,
sense.
the last respectable institution in America.
I don't think I would date any man in a Bass Pro Shop. Let's be real, bro. Those men, actually, the best man that I saw fishing was Femboy Fishing. There was a YouTube channel that blew up during COVID called Femboy Fishing. Their family didn't know that they were a femboy. When their family found out that they were a femboy, they kicked them out the house. But that was like the best channel to watch, dude. Femboy Fishing went so hard. And like, I think that like people who fish are genuinely cool people. I learned that through Femboy Fishing, just saying.
A plane, a train, or bus, don't sit next to a woman. Sit next to a man. Author's note, spread out all your stuff on the seat next to you, and maybe you will get to have the whole row to yourself.
Why is she so anti-men? That's crazy. Dude, as a man who respects women and has mostly female friends, I'm still lonely as F, my boy. I mean, same, literally.
The contrast between the like wholesome goofy shit from the 1950s and this like bitter modern asocial shit is so funny. Go to all reunions of your high school or college class. There may be widowers there. What is up with this like predatory ass advice? Why widowers? Be a rebound for a man whose wife fucking died. Also, I just realized I missed my 10-year high school reunion. Oh well.
Oh wait, I missed my 10-year high school reunion as well. They wanted me to go back because they were like, Evan, you've like become sort of famous on the internet. You want to like talk to like the rest of people who kind of like failed after high school to try to like motivate them. They didn't say those exact words, but that's basically what they meant. And I was like, no, I don't care about any of you. I'm sorry. You kind of like pissed me off and made fun of me back in high school. So all of you, all right? Like, I just don't care. And then I just didn't go, all right?
I don't think anyone would recognize me anyway. I'd have to like wear an Invader Zim shirt and like trip pants. Don't be afraid to associate with more attractive girls. They may have some leftovers.
What are you doing?
Leftovers?
What do you mean? I'm here for the scraps.
Don't room with a girl who is a sad...
What do they mean by leftovers? What does that mean? Does it just mean that the men that they don't want, you just have to take them? Or they're telling you to settle? That's the worst advice I've said or read today.
...sack and let her pull you down to her level. I mean, this is pretty good, like, standard advice. Don't surround yourself with negative, miserable people. Like this journalist who will just try to drag you down to her level and attempt to sabotage your dating aspirations. Learn to paint. Set up easel outside engineering school. The author's note, if you like to paint, set up your easel where nobody will bother you. Spread your stuff out so nobody will sit next to you. Set your easel up where nobody will bother you. They want you to die alone. Stumble when you walk into a room that he's in. Carry a hat box. What? Do we put a hat in the box? What do we put in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the fucking box?
Wear a band-aid. People always ask what happened. No they won't. This was
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I see people wearing a band-aid, I ignore it. It's a band-aid, right? Like, it just means that it's like a slight scuff or scratch or whatever the heck happened. Like, I do not care about a single human being wearing a band-aid. Now, if you are bandaged, like I'm talking like your whole arm is in a cast or something, then I'm like, okay, whoa, what happened there?
Absolutely written in the 1950s, where people used to talk to each other. Make a lot of money. Damn, why didn't I think of that? What great advice. Don't be poor. Dropping the handkerchief.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. If you're, listen, chat, I've said it before, I'm kind of a gold digger, okay? Like, I'm such a gold digger that like years ago, I made this thing where I describe who my ideal woman is. So let's go over that real quickly, all right? And, you know, I'm not afraid to admit that I am a gold digger. I've been very upfront about that. So here is my ideal girlfriend, okay, chat? This was made, I think, about 3 years ago, and here's what we have, right? So my ideal woman is Sea Dog V. Yeah. Right. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. You tell me. But basically, if we look at, what I'd like in a woman's hair, it's like it being like a little bit floofy. It's kind of nice. Trust me, we'll get back to this. The aesthetic, there's two aesthetics I like. It's either they're hip as fuck. This is like Holy Yes's girlfriend, by the way. He approved this image years ago. I asked and he said yes. I still have this 3 years later. Aesthetic number 2, this is my best friend Bella. This looks sus in hindsight. I don't know why I brought this up on stream. But the personality type, I like Rintosika, right? I think that is crazy. Also, if you notice, it says right here, she has to be rich. I have always been a gold digger. I am upfront about that. I want a woman to take care of me. Okay. Like, as much as I like taking care of them, I want them to have money so they could also take care of me. I'm not done yet though. She has to be good at cooking. Look at Giri's first model, dude. Crazy. It's kind of wild that I made this several years ago. She has to be a content creator. Which is why I have a picture of Fifi here. She has to be open-minded. Is this AI generated? I have no clue, but whatever. She just has to be open-minded. She has to like traveling. Women that don't like traveling are not the types for me. Like, I want to be able to like travel and go places with a potential partner. And also, fuck them kids. What does that mean? It's exactly what you think. I hate children. So, she needs to like not want children. But anyway, that's just my ideal type of woman. And, I've been holding on to that for years and now it's relevant for this video. So there you go.
Still works. God, everything seems so wholesome and simple back then. Drop a handkerchief. That's all it took. Hell, like even my mom, what she did to get my dad's attention, she just like rode her bike back and forth in front of his house. Like, that's so adorable and wholesome. Want to know how me and my husband met? He trolled me on Twitter. He was a hater on twitter.com. How do I explain that to my future children? Stand in a corner and...
I mean, that's kind of crazy. I feel like that's how I've met a lot of past girlfriends as well, is I just kind of like messed with them enough times until they liked me, which is probably not the ideal way to get someone to like you in hindsight.
Cry softly. Chances are good that he'll come over to find out what's wrong.
I don't even know what I just did there, bro. This is crazy. Like, I just hit play on the video and it's still on my face and now you guys are awkwardly staring at me. You know what I did that for though? I did it on purpose to tell you guys that you should totally use code TALL to save you 10% on gamer subs. That's definitely why I did it and not any other reason why whatsoever. I swear to you, it was not a mistake.
No, chances are people will whip out their cell phone and start filming you and then you go viral. Crazy Karen cries in corner. Buy a convertible. Men like to ride in them. Learn how to bake.
I'm sorry, that is a crazy sentence, bro. If a woman bought a convertible, I would fall in love with her. This is true. However, it has to be a Corvette though, because I really do like Corvettes. Especially, I think it was like a 2013 Corvette is the one that I like the most.
Tasty apple pies. Bring one into the office and let the eligible bachelors taste it. Honestly, this is pretty cute advice. I could see this maybe working. But like, people are so weird about people like dating at work nowadays. That used to be like the #1 place people would meet their spouse.
That is true.
And now it's like saying Susan looks nice today is sexual harassment. I like the author's note here. Learn how to bake tasty apple pies. Eat them.
No, it is very, very true though. Like, literally people will like not be okay with flirting in an office setting anymore, which I think is just wild to me, that like it used to be a thing that people did a lot and now it has progressed into a thing that people are just genuinely not okay with. Like, you can get fired for dating a coworker in today's society as opposed to the past where it was just expected. It's just in the same vein that like people would meet their partners in school, people would meet them partners at work, but now we remove the work setting, and heck, some people are even removing the school setting. Where do you meet people? No one wants to go to a bar and meet people anymore. That's just not how things work anymore. The people that you meet at bars are people that you're going to talk to for maybe a night, have a one-night stand with, but it's not going to be a lifelong partner anymore.
Don't do anything for a man ever. Do everything for yourself. Wow, thanks, Journo. You helped so much. Female loneliness cured. Laugh at his jokes. Laugh at his jokes. If they are funny. Attractive people make the terrible mistake of assuming that they are funny because simps and simpettes will laugh at any joke they say, no matter if it's funny or not. You were not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. Like, literally, I'm glad that I was blessed with at least one thing in life that has carried me through since the dawn of time, and that is my humor. Some women like it. I don't think I'm funny. I'm gonna be honest with you. And to be fair, sometimes I wonder if they find me funny or if they just look at me and laugh because my face looks funny. Whatever the case though, they still laugh, and that's good enough for me because that's gotten me through several relationships, and I'm glad.
Not funny. People just want to f you. Know the difference.
That's true. Sometimes people do just want to fuck. Also, my chat says, is that why we never laugh at your jokes, Evan? This is making me lose a lot of self-esteem right now. It's okay. I'm gonna cry later. I'm gonna cry after stream.
Accidentally have your purse fly open, scattering its contents all over the street. Oh no, I dropped my monster tampon that I use for my magnum pussy. Wear high heels most of the time. They're sexier. Journo note. This has become my favorite thing. Wear shoes with no heels. They are way more comfortable. Or don't wear shoes at all. Okay, terrible advice. Wear shoes. You don't want to attract the foot guys. Trust me. I know some of them are in this comment section right now as we speak.
Yeah, foot guys have been on the rise, and honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Foot guys are a thing that as a society, I think we've failed to like put down. Like, foot guys should have been left in like the early 50s. Okay, why do we have more foot guys than normal? Maybe it's Dan Schneider's fault. That's all I'm saying. But secondarily, I think that I think when it comes to women in heels, I do like women in heels. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I will say that I think they, weirdly enough, a woman wearing heels is beautiful in a sense, maybe like slightly more attractive to me. And I rarely get to go on dates with women who wear heels, so whenever I get the chance to, I'm a huge fan of it. Like, I'm just like, yo, you are the most gorgeous woman here. So I personally like women in heels. I know some people just don't care, and to be fair, I'm not gonna like force someone to wear heels. If they wear heels, that's great. I love that. If they don't wear heels, I'm like, cool, that's fine.
Horrifying. But yes, heels are attractive. Heels are pretty. They make your ass look good. They make your legs look good. I don't see how this is bad advice.
Wait, do heels make people's butts look better? I guess if it's pushing, oh, it does, now that I think about it, because it pushes up on the back of the leg and then it makes it like curve a little better. Ooh, okay, I kind of get it now.
Unless he happens to be shorter than you are. Oof. The manlet's catching strays even back in 1958. Tell him he's handsome. Journo note, let's go. Talk to someone who is less needy and insecure.
That's just bad advice. Dude, I, as a man, and I'm sure that a lot of men can like agree with this, just watching this video in general, we don't get a lot of compliments. So it is always really nice when someone compliments us, right? Like, genuinely speaking, like, men have to compliment each other because women won't compliment us. And when we do get the compliments, it feels great. Like, sure, if you're in a relationship, your partner will probably compliment you, whatever gender you are, it's most likely to happen there. But like, outside of that, we don't get compliments, and it sucks. It generally does suck. So like, you know, the 2 times a year that someone tells me I look handsome, it makes me feel good. I'm like, damn, thank you. Like, that's made my entire year. So we have to just take what we can get, and giving the advice to not compliment a man, I think is bad. I think it's affected a lot of people's mental health, to be fair. And yeah, I think maybe we as a society, we should do better than that, right?
This bitch doesn't even want you complimenting men that you are interested in. Also, ladies, pro tip, if you want him to just melt in your hands, don't say he's handsome. You can do that, but next time you're like walking with him or something, just be like, I feel very protected when I'm with you. He will.
Dude, that's so true, bro. Literally, calling a man handsome is like kind of like low tier compliment, bro. But if you tell me you feel protected and safe around me, bro, like that raises my testosterone levels immediately. My dick becomes erect in like a millisecond, bro. Like, it's just the easiest way to my heart is telling me that you feel protected around me. Or if you use code TALL on GamerSubs, which is what you should be doing, and save 10% on your next order. Please, guys, actually use code TALL. I'm begging you. I'm actually literally begging you at this rate.
Be locked the fuck in. I don't see the fault in like complimenting a man or a woman that you are attracted to, that you are trying to date. Why does that make them insecure or needy? Take good care of your health. Men don't like girls who are ill. Get a sunburn.
Yeah, don't become ill, ladies. Like, we're not gonna be into that. Oh, you end up in a hospital like twice a year. Oh, dude, not looking good for you, man. Like, no second date. I'm sorry.
On a diet if you need to. You would never ever see this advice today. What's crazy is like in the early 2000s, very, very skinny was the look. Like, I remember being a kid and seeing things about how like fat Britney Spears is when she looked like this.
Yeah, no, dude, that was so crazy back then, where people literally preferred people who were like razor thin skinny. I didn't like that, bro. I was like, are y'all serious about this?
We've gone completely 180 where it's like, health and fitness be damned, Lizzo was a queen. Like,
literally, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, again, like I am a little bit overweight, but like I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I've said it before in my streams, but I don't think that we should normalize being fat. I think that this is a problem in society. I think that we need to get rid of it, and as a society change, especially I think it's just an American problem, to be fair, like genuinely speaking, because I think the rest of the world has agreed that being fat is just awful and disgusting. But in America, Americans are like, oh my God, you queen, you look great, you're healthy, and or you king, whatever the case. There is a limit to what looks good. Curvy is fine, don't get me wrong, but like there's some people where I genuinely think we need to do better, and we should try to lose that weight if they can, and just like, you know, don't normalize that. Like, the fact that America's weight is, you know, percentage above the rest of the world is already crazy to me. It's also crazy that some people in the world will look at some Americans who are, you know, very healthy, like the Britney Spears picture from earlier, and be like, oh my God, you're fat, when it's like, no. But like, again, and not to try to single anyone out, there are some people who genuinely are not healthy, and we should not think that it is okay to look like that. I get, you know, maybe it is okay to look like that. It's probably not the best thing that you could do, is what I'm trying to say, right?
Can we just be normal about this? Why is there no middle ground between like having an eating disorder and having an eating disorder?
Yeah.
When you are with him, order your steak rare. Absolutely not. I eat my steaks well done. Not even well done. I eat that shit. Congratulations. Don't tell him about your allergies. Don't be too fussy. Don't whine. Girls who whine stay on the vine. Double date with a gay, happily married couple. Let him see what it's like. This has such a different meaning today. Double date with a gay couple. Let him see what it's like. Be flexible. If he decides to
let him want to ditch you and become gay. I mean, that'll certainly help the relationship, guys. I feel like, you know, more men need to be gay.
Skip the dance and go rowing on the lake. Go. Even if you're wearing your best evening gown. Journo note. Tell him that's fine, but he has to wear the evening gown and the heels. Hello?
I mean, okay, to be fair though, like, as someone who has worn both an evening gown and heels, it is kind of comfy, but at the same time, it's not something that I would normalize and wear, like, you know, on a regular day. It's just something that I wear on laundry day. Like, on laundry day, when you don't have anything else to wear, you just have to put on whatever you have. And, you know, that's why, like, I'm currently wearing a skirt. That's neither here nor there though. Let's just continue.
Force feminize your date. 129 ways to get a boy wife. Turn wolves into husband material by assuming they have honor. Okay, I'm so
what does that even mean?
Broken. I'm such a degenerate that, like, when I read this, I immediately thought of, like, Legoshi the wolf from Beastars. Like, oh,
dude, Alpha Anarchy, the voice actor, what a great guy, by the way, great VTuber. But like, man, now I'm just thinking of him. That's just what's in my mind, dude. I wonder how he's doing.
He'd make a good husband. Oh wait, how old is he? Hold on. Oh god, wait, he's 17. Wait. Resist the urge to make him over. Before marriage, that is. So basically, trap him and then mold him into your perfect mate. Okay. I swear this advice is getting more insane the further we go.
I mean, entrapment is honestly the best way to get someone to like you. I mean, what are you guys thinking? Like, you think you're gonna get someone to like you just being yourself? No, you have to manipulate them into thinking that you're the only good person for them out there. And then when you're done doing that, then you go ahead and you make your move, and then it'll already be in their head that you are the only person that's good for them out there. Don't give them options. Don't show them that there are other people that exist out there. Just show them yourself and make it so that they're always only with you and no one else. And when they see that, and they'll like you.
Lobotomy is kicking in. Remain innocent, but not ignorant. If
that was a joke, by the way, I really don't want anyone to take that seriously, because I don't really mean any of that. I don't. I'm not a master manipulator, okay?
If he's rich, tell him you like his money. The honesty will intrigue him. Will it? Honestly, maybe. If he doesn't mind marrying a gold digger, I guess. But if it's just like a dude looking for love, and you're just like, I like your money, it's over. You fucked it up. Never let him believe your career is more important to you than marriage. Clip and mail him a funny cartoon that means something to the both of you.
Okay, this is just sending memes to each other in modern day society. That's actually kind of cool. I think you should continue to send each other memes. Sending memes to me, dude, is an easy way to my heart. That and feeding me. If you can cook for me, bro, like, I'm in love. I'm instantly in love with you.
Literally the 1950s version of sending a meme. Stop being a mama's girl. Don't let him think he'll have in-law trouble
I'm stupid. I did it. I did the same thing again. I did the same thing again. Ignore me, dude. Ignore me.
Career is more important to you than marriage. Clip and mail him a funny cartoon that means something to the both of you. Literally the 1950s version of sending a meme. Stop being a mama's girl. Don't let him think he'll have in-law trouble, even if you know he will. Journo note. Guess who never has in-law trouble? People who stay single.
Why does this journalist just want women and everyone in general to be single? That's a crazy thing, bro. You're going against what the original article wanted.
What other articles has this woman written? Let's look this up. The real sex lives of middle-aged single women. A world without marriage. The unsung joy of living alone. The thrill of going to holiday parties alone. Why being in a long-term relationship may make women more depressed.
She sounds like the most depressed woman I've ever heard of in my life, bro. I don't think she could be happy being this lonely. Like, genuinely speaking, don't get me wrong. You can find happiness in loneliness, but that's just not something that you can keep finding in loneliness.
There are more single people than ever. That's not a bad thing. The profound rewards of staying single. I'm done. This is just sad. This is sadder than Anita Sarkeesian having a wedding-themed birthday party and marrying herself. You're gonna look at this and tell me there's no female loneliness epidemic?
What the frick? I'm sorry. Is this a thing that people are doing now? Wedding-themed birthday party? Huh?
Really? Point out to him that the death rate of single men is twice that of married men. Marry me or you'll die an early death. If your mother is fat, tell him you take after your father. If he's fat too, tell him you're adopted. It was a different time. Stow away on a battleship. Rent a billboard and post your picture and telephone number on it.
That is a crazy way to get someone to have to marry you. That is wild. I understand YouTubers do this nowadays, to be fair, but it's like funnier when YouTubers do it because it's like for a video and it's like no one in their right mind would do this. But to find out that people really recommended this back in the 1950s to put your number on a billboard just to have people call you strangers, by the way, to go on dates with you is insane.
Oh my God. Do not do this. Sink at a fashionable beach at high noon.
Bro, what is this? Is freaking I almost said Yasuo. What's the Overwatch character? The dude who goes, oh wait, it is Yasuo from League of Legends. It's high noon. Like, wait a minute. No, no, it is an Overwatch character. I am mixing up two games right now that should not have been mixed. This is definitely, it's Cassidy from Overwatch. Yes, that I was McCree, aka Cassidy. I was misremembering. I'm so sorry.
Make and sell toupees. Bald men are easy catches. Don't marry him if he has too many loose buttons.
What does that mean? Wait, what does that mean?
So ladies, what have we learned?
Nothing.
Follow around your hot friends for scraps, get a sunburn, and carry around a hat box. Wow, this will surely solve female loneliness. No, but for real, some of this advice was actually much better than like any modern dating advice I've seen. Like at least some of this advice was go the f outside and talk to men, as opposed to don't talk to him, like let him chase you, don't even look him in the eyes. Also, men, I'm curious, which one of these would actually work on you? Would you go over to a woman that was crying and ask what's wrong? Does the hat box do it for you? I'm curious. By the way, the link to the whole list will be in the description. I would love.
I think number 6, bro. Number 6 is definitely the one that did it for me. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, let's look at what number 6 was real quickly again, because I think number 6 was the one, or maybe I'm misremembering. I hope I'm not misremembering right now, bro. Is number 6 the crazy one? Wait a minute. Number 6 says read the. Okay, not that one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, go ahead and check out Shoe0nHead's original video. Link for that will be down in the description down below. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it, you guys. And yeah, I'm glad that you guys sat here and watched this with me and heard all of my crazy opinions on the subject. I'll see you guys in the next one, and we'll discuss whatever happens in that one there. Bye, guys. Totally not ending the video because I thought number 6 was weird. Bye.